everyone, welcome back to part like 4 or 5 of creating this transforming cane inside of Maya, and we're going to be texturing in Substance Painter today. So let's select all of it and assign a Lambert 1 to this. And I'm also going to delete the blend inside of Hypershade right here. So I'm going to open this up. I believe you can go and, whoa, that's not what I wanted to do. I believe you can find this as well if you go to Windows and like texturing, one of these rendering editors, Hypershade. You can find it like that too, if you don't see that right there for some reason. You might not see that though if you have one of these checked like that. So there's that. I'm going to select on blend 1, I'm just going to delete it, that way we don't have anything confusing. And if you still have, if something turns bright green, then for example, if I can go back to here, I'm going to assign the blend 1 to that. And I'm going to go into Hypershade and delete blend 1. You'll see it turns bright green, and that means that it has no texture on it right now, so you just want to make sure that that item is assigned the Lambert 1. So I'm going to save this. We're going to select all of it and go to File, Export Selection, and call this transforming cane underscore low, and make sure it's OBJ. So we're going to export that, and I'm also just going to make sure that the UVs for, missed an important step. We need to select all of it and go into our UV editor here and just do unfold. That way, right now, as you can see, everything's the same. We might actually unfold it and wait for this to finish and lay it out again. Perfect. Okay. So you can see all the squares are the same size now, which will make texturing things not distorted or anything like that. And now we need to re-export this because the one that's exported does not have this. So let's just call this transform cane low. Yes, I want to replace it. Now to make a high poly version, which we will need it for when we bake it, let's select everything, go to Mesh Smooth. Since we don't really have anything that we would do a high poly version on, just smoothing it just has it so that it won't mess up when we do our bake in Substance Painter. So let's export all of this and call this transforming cane underscore high.obj. Okay, so now we can just save Maya here and open up Substance Painter and we can begin texturing. Alright, hello everyone. So now that I have Substance Painter open, we're going to just do File, New, and then select our low poly mesh of our transforming thing. So that is right here. Okay, so double click on that, and I'm going to have my texture thing start off with 2K. You can always change this later, and make sure your template is metallic roughness. So press OK. Should open it up. And let's make sure we don't have any issues. Whoops, I don't see anything wrong with it, so that's good. Whoa, I keep missing it. Press F if you get out of there. The controls are a bit different in here. So let's see if we can paint on this properly. Alright, let's do a quick bake of this, and before I do that, I want to go to texture settings. Oh, by the way, if you don't see this the same way, just go to View, Reset UI. I always have it on the basic one, that way tutorials are easier to follow for people. So let's go to Channels plus Ambient Occlusion and go to Bake Textures. This will add, see how those all are like awaiting something? We need to bake them so that they have one. So in our output size, let's give this, this usually takes quite a while, so I'm just going to do this quickly. The higher you put it though, the better quality your model textures will be. But yeah, and I just was doing this without explaining it. In high definition meshes here, this is our high poly mesh that we created. We want to add that, so that is this transforming cane underscore high. These we can leave the same. Average normals, anti-aliasing. I'm just gonna go with 2x2, and I'm gonna match this by mesh name. If you put those things higher, it'll just take longer, but it'll be higher quality. But in ID, you want to change this to mesh ID and this to random. You want to change self occlusion to only by same mesh name. Curvature and position you want to leave alone. thickness only by same mesh name, and just do bake initial shading group textures. That's basically just our Lambert one that we applied, and it will start baking this, and usually it takes a little second, so I'll just pause this and wait for it to finish. Okay, it looks like my bake finished, and I think everything looks great. Yep, no problems with the bake. And as you can see now, those things have been filled with our normals and things that we could use edgeware stuff on, so that this will look a lot better now. Okay, so let's start off by applying a texture to our, let's start off with making our blade. So it's kind of hard to see. This is a pretty good photo actually. We should have used this earlier, of the blade textures. It looks pretty easy to create. So I'm just going to delete layer 1 right here and create a new folder and title this blade. And let's add a fill layer and drop that on top of our blade. And I'm going to call this blade, or I'm going to call this wear and tear. Whoa, I can't type today. Wear and tear. I use a bunch of different computers during the day. Okay, wear and tear. And you don't want it to have the same name as blade because they will just look confusing. And then with this, I'm going to, with that selected, I'm going to go to materials over here and just click on steel rough. And as you can see, it applies that to everything, and that's not what we want. We only want it with the blade. So I'm going to do what we're going to be doing many times. Just right click on the folder, do add black mask, click on this right here, and then do by mesh name, mesh fill I mean, just click on this, and then just click over here. And now as you can see, only the blade part has that metalish texture right now. And this is not completed at all, by the way, because we still need to add a lot more things. I feel like that has a lot of scratches in it, so how about we add some? Let's go and create another fill layer, and drag this onto here, and go and add a black mask to this. So add black mask, and mesh fill, click on this little guy right here, and right click that and do add a fill so that we can add some grunges to this. So let's go to grunges and grunge scratches rough. Let's add that onto there, and we also need to, right now you don't see anything, we need to drag and drop layer 1 above this and title this scratches. Okay, then what we can do is, where is it? The base color right here. You can drop that down quite a bit. Okay, so I was wondering why the scratches were not appearing on the blade, and what I did, I'm not sure if you did that, is I was just selecting on triangle fill, which there's no like triangles really, so you want to go to mesh fill and just make sure that's on. That way we can click on that and all of our scratches are there. So right now they look kind of bland, and we can fix that by changing this to like a deeper, darker red kind of thing to represent bloodish, and making this, which will change everything, the height lower. Okay, once it finishes, and I believe that is also not working. Oh, here we go. Did this. Okay. Need to paint it on, so I'm going to make the brush size a lot way bigger, and then just paint it onto our blade here. I'm going to make this actually a bit smaller. It's kind of hard to see. Okay, we're basically painting our mask on right now. So just make sure it's on. Do it on the bottom too. Okay. Perfect. Should be all of it. So I'm going to just put this back down to normal, and we can take a look at this. So as you can see, the blade now has deeper scratches in them, and they also have like some red blood in there. And if you think that's a bit too many scratches, which I kind of think so too, what you can do is you can just go over here to your grunge scratches and this should have a grunge quantity right here. You can just bring that down and it'll decrease the amount of scratches, and you can also bring down the intensity of this and the scratch spots intensity. Okay, we can randomize our seed to have something that looks pretty good. Okay, this is not good enough. Okay. You can spend hours just randomizing your seeds. Alright, I think that's not good either. Okay, for the tutorial's sake, I'm just going to leave it like this. What we could do as well is maybe add some dirt to this, so let's add, and also I might sharpen these, so let's add a filter to this, and make this filter sharpen. Okay, we can change the sharpen intensity, and it will add some of these like little like circle things, as you can see. For example, if I turn that off, it just like these things which aren't that sharp, it just makes them more sharp, so that way we can get a bit more detail into our blade right here. And yeah, okay. Also, right now, if you were to change this to 4K, we'll get a higher quality view right now. It'll just take a tiny second to load. Depends on the kind of computer you have. If you can handle the 4K textures, deal with it. Mine probably can too. So I might leave it at it, but as we start adding more things, it'll start slowing down, but for now I'll just keep it on. So it looks pretty good. Let's see if there's any significant markings on... Do I have Steam notification? You have an account alert. I have no idea what's going on. Anyways, I'm actually going to check that 1 second. Okay, I'm back. It was nothing really. I'm going to go back into Substance Painter here, and actually no. That's what I was here for. So we added some of those scratches. Ours is a bit different looking, but this is pretty good. Why are these people talking? I thought I had closed Discord. Ah, go away. Make sure how long I've not been recording. Okay. I think we could add some dust to that as well. So let's add another fill. Whoa, that was a layer. Oh my god. Add another fill layer right here and add a black mask. This time, make sure we're on mesh fill, and then click onto here. It should make it all white-ish. Yep. Okay. And I'm going to add a fill to this. And what I'm going to do is go back to my grunges here and just drag dust 1 onto the onto there. So we can take a look at this. And usually it's kind of hard to see the dust. So let's see what we can do here. Also, this is a bit... Let's see, I don't want it to affect the metal. One cool thing, we can just drag this, and then we can change it to about to there, and then I can just make it darker, so it's like darker than the metal. So if I'm able to see this, looks pretty good. Yep, alright. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and start adding some more stuff to the rest of this weapon. So with our blade finished, it's not fully finished yet, but I like how it is. Let's create a new folder, and let's call this the pommel. Double click on it. Or it's the pommel, actually. That is this, so I can even show you, actually. Blade pommel. I actually learned that is what that part is, basically, when making that one Dark Souls weapon on my tutorial. See? That part right there. So, let's go back into Substance Painter here, and I'm just going to copy the... Let's see, what should I copy from here? I'm going to copy, actually, the entire folder, actually, and just delete the pommel, paste it in here, but then I'm going to call this pommel, and I'm going to change the fill layers of these. So I'm going to edit this black mask, boop, and go to here, mesh fill, click on this, wait for forever. And the reason why I actually taking forever is because we're doing with 2K, so I'm just going to put this back. We're dealing with 4K, so I'm going to put that back to 2K. And I'm going to go back to here, add a fill layer, and let's see, this one was the dirt one, so let's add the dirt to here, and it seems to be adding it to that, which is not what I wanted. Let's just create a new fill layer with a black mask of this. And I think the reason why it's actually doing that is because the black mask is dealing with the sword right now, and I want that to be dealing with that. So, bam, that helps it. So I believe this was our dust, I think. Let me see, I'm going to change my base color to something rather dark, and add a fill, and have this be the dust one. There we go. Might be hard to see the dust in the video, but it's pretty noticeable. We can change the hardness up. And let's see what this looks like as well. I'm feeling it might be like a bit darker. Let's see here. It's kind of the same. We could make it a bit darker to just kind of distinguish between the two. So we can just drag this down just a tad bit darker, so that you can kind of see that, maybe even a little bit darker. That looks pretty good. Make sure the scratches are dealing with, I'm pretty sure they're not. Let's see that. Let's just go in here. Look at this. Yeah, okay. We need to reassign the black mask of our scratches here. So add black mask right here, mesh fill. Click on that, and go back to brush right here. Add a fill, and add a filter of sharpen, and in the fill layer, I believe this was the scratches, I think. So let's drag, I think I dragged the wrong one in, but this one's fine too. What did I drag in? The splash is dirty. Okay, it's fine. This one actually looks pretty cool too, although the balance needs to be lower. To like there, but I don't like that seed at all. That's better. Alright, you see how there's that seam in the middle that kind of cuts it in half? Probably if I spent a lot more time on those UVs, could have moved the seam to somewhere else, but it's alright. Maybe put that up a bit more. This is a bit weird, actually. I don't like that. Change this, or actually go back to here, to the grunge splashes. I want to apply the one I meant to apply, the grunge scratches. There we go. That's what I wanted. Looks way better too. So we can drag that up maybe. Kind of like it with a lot of the blood on it. It's a bit too much maybe. Especially with this too. Drag that down a little bit, and we could take this and put the contrast up. Scratch quantity down way more. Randomize that a little bit. That looks pretty good. Let's look at this in 4K and bathe in the glory of 4K textures that you would never use in a video game when it's done. Okay, that actually looks pretty awesome. It's got like a lot of blood on there that you could imagine from stabbing a lot of things with that corner. And it's looking pretty good so far. So let's move on to the rest of this. I'm going to see, I think, let's do, look at my reference-ish images again. Looks like these pieces can all be the same, except for that right there. So let's create a new folder, and let's drag that to the top, and call it handle. And inside of this, I might use a smart material for this, like Maybe metal armor, maybe silver armor, or steel scratch. One of these might look better. Let's try steel rust surface. See how that looks. Oh, forgot we were dealing with 4K textures. I'm just gonna wait for it to load in. Can pause it, I guess. Or actually, it's doing it fast enough. Okay, that needs a black mask most definitely. So let's add one to here, here, here. Come on, here and here, and let me see something. Yeah, and to there. What would it look like on that actually? Well, it's not too bad. I want to see something. See if... Yeah, let's just see how this would look. Add it onto that steel roughness. And we also did not do that to that though. Let's see... Where is it? Okay. Let me just see if this is what I'm trying to find. No, that's not. There's a thing that you can use to edit the mask, so I can just click on this, but... Oh, there we go. Okay. I can just paint it on. Forgot about that. So we can just see how this would look on everything. Looks pretty good, although I feel like it should be a bit darker. And this is layered onto the wear and tear that we have, that we could make a bit brighter. So that's pretty nice to have some layers in there. It also conveniently comes with, this is a smart material, and the difference between a smart material and a regular material is that, see how well, this used to be the material just rough, it's just this, there's nothing else to it, but our steel rough surface over here has an entire folder of shenanigans going on. So it's got our edge wear, and all kinds of things. This is how I was actually going to add edge wear later on, but right now we can just click here, click this, and then I want it to be the same color as, where is it? The base metal. Or maybe a bit, let's see. Base metal, make this 2K because this is taking forever to do any changes. A little bit darker there. Not too much though. And then change the height to like, we want it to be additive. Okay. Yeah, okay. So that looks pretty good, although I feel like our pommel is kind of suffering over here. So let's see. What we could do is we could get rid of, actually no, it's not too bad looking. Although I feel like we have way too many scratches, so let's maybe not sharpen it and put the balance of scratches way down. That way we still have some, but not like so much though it's in your face. Okay, this looks pretty good. We will probably deal with that after we apply a texture there, because I just want everything to have a texture. So let's create another one, and I'll call this grip. Okay, that's what this is going to be. So I'm going to add a black mask of this little guy right here. Make sure I'm actually doing it. Okay, and let's add a fill layer. That was not a fill layer. To this, add a fill layer. Drag it onto the grip. And this should be working. Yep, okay. So what I kind of want to do is add something like that. And there's a cool thing you can do. If I just go like this, I can just drag this all the way to there. So let's say I want that texture. I kind of like that. all I had to do was just do that, and now I have the same color as my reference image. So from there, we can of course add things, but we have that going on as our base fill layer. So now what we could do is add some kind of thing to this. So let's see if I go to materials. We can try smart material. I don't think you guys have this, but I just want to see what this would look like if we were on 4K. And we'll also be able to see the textures of the rest of this top part with the 4K textures on, so just wait for it to load. I feel like that looks out of place, so go back to 2K. And I'm not gonna have velvet. So let's see. Kind of want to add something. We could try a regular material actually. I need a new fill layer. Not sure if I had already made one and deleted it. I think I did, but let's try fabric soft. Yeah, okay. This is pretty good. Although this color, I want it to be that color we were using from before. And can now just delete this fill layer that I used to get that color. And we need to put the scale a little bit up. First, it's actually going to 4K because it's kind of hard to see it without it. Make sure this is not taking our normals into account. I don't think so. Oh. Okay. Now that with our 4K textures are loaded, I've probably been recording forever. Yep. I just want to see this. Come on. Okay, there we go. Let's see what we could do here. What we could do is change the scale up a bit. We can randomize this maybe. Does take a bit to change when you're doing 4K textures, but you kind of want this to look pretty good. Put this scale up a bit more. Maybe a bit more. Kind of get that ish. Okay, that looks pretty cool. Although we're not having that many things on this, so let's create another fill layer. And create a blinking on this a fill onto this, and have it be. Let's see, what would this dust? Not selecting the right one. Oh, there's no black mask of this on it. Okay, so now we could go into what is it called? Now we can add a fill layer to this, because before there was just a fill onto that. And with this fill layer, we can just see what dust would look like. Put the hardness way up. Nah. Let's see if we can add a procedural to this. There's a lot of nice ones. Some dirt. Choose my dirt. Maybe a fractal. Or some stains would look pretty good. We can try this. Need to change the hardness though. This needs to be a lot lower. Oh, actually one thing we can do now, just while I haven't remembered, let's create some edgeware to this. So let's make this a black mask of this. Saving my project. Probably should have done that a while ago actually. I'll do that right now. I completely forgot about saving this. I'm gonna call this Bloodborne transforming Actually, no, I don't need Bloodborne. Transforming cane. Whoa, did not spell that right. Transforming cane. And I have that saved. Jeez. It's good that it auto-saved. Let's see this. Okay. What was I doing? I was adding a... my god, I forgot. 1 second. Edgeware. That was it. Okay. I had to pause and remember what I was thinking of. So let's add a generator to this. Sorry, my sister needed something. What was I doing? I was adding the generator to this, so we want metallic edgeware. And this should add, perfect, some edgeware to this. Also, this uniform color needs to go down a bit. Choose this. Okay. Looks like I want. We have our fabric material, I think. Which one is the fabric material? This one, yep, okay. Fabric material giving us that. And now we have the edgeware, which we should put up a bit on the wear level. Let's see here. Want to be kind of showing some of those. Okay. Sorry, sister again. So I like that handle a bit. Although now, let's deal with the rest of this. Let's see. Grip. Should probably have some scratches. Let me zoom out. So on the handle, which I believe is this, let's add another fill layer handle here. Just let it go down. Okay, so let's add that above the steel surface there, and make it, it needs to have a mask. Black mask of this piece, let's see here, this piece and this piece. Lovely, and this was going to have, why do I forget everything? We were gonna, oh my god, I'm like, amnesia. Okay, it was scratches that I was gonna add. I really totally blinking out on these simple things, so I'm just gonna add a fill to this. Take that grunge, drag and drop this to here. Go to fill layer, this one right here, and bring that height down a little bit. And go back to our grunge scratches, and looks pretty cool, although I feel like there's no reason that should be white. So we can have like a darkerish lean towards the blood, but not too much towards it. Okay, so this will probably be it for texturing this. We did a bit of texturing, it looks pretty good. Of course you could spend way longer on this and texture it way more, but this should be a pretty good tutorial so far. We modeled this, we added some scratches and stuff to make it look pretty cool. So yeah, I mean, this would be something I could see in a game. We have our handle with our cool materials on it. We have this top part over here, and overall it just looks pretty good. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe.